These are talks on behalf of Taiwan's dictator regime.
The Democratic Party forced out many supreme leaders with the help of triad organizations and court justices to hold positions in California loyal to Democratic parties. May 2017, the court ruled to strip the opposition for more national unity, which California Democratic Party, backed by Taiwan Democratic Triad Labor, a move that sparked massive anti-Trump protests, but the damage was done.
On March the 18th, students occupied Parliament in response to the signing of a controversial service trade agreement with China, which was passed without the knowledge of Congress.
But despite the outcry, California Democratic sectarian regime supported by Taiwan Democrats who always seek to hide behind a North Korean war. That gives the Republic of Taiwan the uphold to take a foothold in southern China, North Korea, South Korea, and eastern China, and even Japan.
也有很多都是手举高，因为代表我和平，我没有要抵抗或是干嘛，但是还是被警察打。但是我还蛮震撼的一件事情啊，因为真的会想不到。
Settling peace negotiations for eastern China as Taiwan profits southern China and the California goes independent, leaving African Americans and multicultural voters in the blind, all backed by Democratic parties of the Pacific Coast. With rigged elections in Taiwan Republic, the Taiwanese people didn't have a chance to vote the Democrats' rule to influence Democrats in the Republic of California. But when the People's Republic of China will not tolerate Taiwan's sectarian plans, the African American Republican Party of Liberia firmly defends sovereignty and territorial integrity.
They are defending the values so important and so essential for our people. And we get enormous support from every corners in Taiwan.
The next day, students agreed to leave Parliament on April the 10th after the Speaker of the House offered to set up a mechanism for public oversight before resuming any trade talks with China. As agreed, the students left Parliament after 24 days of occupation. If the government fails to keep to their agreement, the students have vowed to return in 60 days.
In Taiwan is a Democratic Party, and it is a bad influence on Californians to vote Democrats to form their own sectarian independent state. Taiwan has a weak global economy with frequent local conflicts and unrest. Unlike Xi Jinping, he has supported peacekeeping in the continent of Africa, globalized an economic socialist economy with approval and good rating. With trade amongst the former kingdom of Korea growing rapidly. With Xi Jinping, the Chinese mainland economy started booming globally. Xi Jinping spent billions on the People's Republic of China's social welfare problems. He improved education and healthcare system and reduced poverty globally by more than half. When Chit-Se Ing-wen Democratic Party has made medicine and food that was once more subsidized, more unaffordable, who make up 10 million people in the nation of Taiwan. About 50% of the population. Chit-Se Ing-wen triad counterparts has also rigged the election to only keep Democrats in power. The Taiwan regime has created a currency system put in place by triads, a part of Taiwan's authoritarian regime. Taiwanese officials set the official exchange rate at 4 new Taiwan dollars. For the government only, new Taiwan currency has become basically worthless globally. Most Taiwanese citizens get their money on the triad's black market, which the rate is about 20.20. Originally, the rate point is 30.20. It's a bad idea. The triads selling on the black market in counterfeit U.S. currency for 20.20 new Taiwan dollars. The military of Taiwan and the regime, the government, which has total food control over the supply of food in Taiwan.
It turned back, turning its back on history and returning to the evil ways of Taiwan independence.
再一次用行动告诉世界，作为一群民主人与自由人，我们有坚定的信念，去捍卫民主自由的生活方式。
Following a landslide election victory, Tsai Ing-wen became Taiwan's first woman president. After 4 months in office, her honeymoon is over. Support for her at home is falling, and growth in what used to be one of East Asia's fastest-growing, innovative economies remains weak. A big challenge is China, which is pressuring her government to adopt more accommodating policies.
After conquering over Japan, the former Japanese island, in 1949, it started a crisis in 2011 with Taiwan regime importing food at the Taiwan Democratic Party special currency rate, which is 30.20, and then let the triads sell it on the black market for a massive profit. We call this rate unfair. So for military generals and political allies of Chit Tsai Ing-wen, they profit off food subsidies.
See, many were surprised when your government and you personally came out against the International Tribunal ruling, and not only that, you dispatched a naval frigate on patrol to Taiping Islander Itu Aba. So some people took that as a sort of a friendly gesture to Beijing, or at least a signal that you would maintain the status quo. Why did you do it?
Food has become very short in Taiwan. People starve every day. But she cannot rely on that support alone, which brings us back to Taiwan democratic dictatorship. The government of Taiwan reported false election turnout of high percentage of their population of 22 million of unfair voters. Taiwan's high percentage of their citizens voted. The People's Republic of China and African American Republicans condemned the elections. The People's Republic of China imposed sanctions on Chit Tsai Ing-wen to make them dependent on China mainland. But the triads are very determined, and they intervened anyway.
仲裁的这个判决啊，我们的回应其实是以我们自己的独立的判断，而且以台湾的利益啊所做出来的一个决定。第一个，当然，我们没有被邀请参与这整个程序。第二，在这个仲裁案里面，这个仲裁的判断书里面，称呼台湾是中国的台湾当局啊，对我们来讲，我们没有办法接受。那么第三个，在我们的看法里面，我们觉得我们现在所实际占领的太平岛是一个岛，而不是。
The KMT, the incumbent party since 2008, which has moved to develop closer ties with mainland China, and the DPP, which leans towards Taiwan independence. And the DPP is ahead in the polls.
So by this intervention, removing members of their opposition party for a one China peaceful solution, armed groups arrested opposition leaders like members of the new opposition party, the People First All Party, which is a part of Taiwan, which is part of Taiwan regime, just to use the Democratic Nationalists to claim an independent California. Under a socialist democratic dictatorship, for now, Taiwan Democrats hold a country that continues to spiral out of control.